What's going on, everyone? Vampyr Gaming here. So today we're going to be talking about a deck that some of you know me very well for, which is Portgas D Ace from OP03. And for those unfamiliar, back in OP04, I went on an absolute tear with this leader. Ace is my favorite character. I played him OP03, OP04, and OP05 formats, and made content around him very often. So for those new, this is a passion project of mine, if you would say. But I think like the biggest inspo was really JCM. So we're gonna talk about a few variations of the deck, and then we'll talk about one just kind of like real more into it. But there's going to be a bunch of different versions here for you to feel free to play around with, and we'll just kind of cover the fundamentals of the deck in this video, and then we'll also include some gameplay for you to and I'll just go through some of the lines as I play them. But, so here's a build that I like this. I think this is more classic, just Whitebeard. I think it's pretty decent right now in green-purple. I think if I wanted to play, like, the main concept is, and it's just kind of like Whitebeard. This version is just like you play like Whitebeard. You're going to go down to 1 life, so you have a bunch of cards in hand, and then you're just going to spam 9 drops and be a 7k leader with a Radical Beam. So you'll be 7k leader with Radical Beam while still establishing threats is the idea. And then you, of course, can protect yourself as well for cheap with these chopper blockers. And then you have all the curves covered. You have 3, 5, 7, and then here this also falls under 7, so you can go 3, 5, 7, 9, and you can go 2, play nothing, maybe play a chopper if they don't have any answers to it, 4, 6, 8, or a Flame Emperor here. And then the big thing with this, the new gate, is you can remove blockers. So you can KO a blocker here to gain double attack, and then you can attach to KO a chump blocker here. So you can potentially move up to 2 blockers in 1 turn, and then swing for lethal. So that is a huge power play you can do, because your leader gains double attack. So if they have 2, you'd have to swing with like the new gate first. Potentially, you potentially have to swing with the new gate if they have 2. But it gives you an opportunity to like do weird things like that. And only 2, I think 3rd is totally good, but like it's very tough on space. Maybe it's even like cutting an Ezo, because we already cut down a Sanji, but you essentially have all your curves. You have all the pieces to do aggro as well, which should make the Blackbeard matchup pretty easy. The 6, which they have to be playing bid 5 billion to potentially answer this, or this really falls into Liberation, so be careful there. But the rush pieces, the Ace can't be removed, which is incredibly powerful. That's the big thing you want against things like Teach and Lucci. But yeah, it's pretty much but this is just aggro, go face. You just go face, and then with Ace, you'll clean up the board when necessary. And this was kind of like a first iteration. This was incredibly inspired by JCM. Just tweaking and everything else that kind of makes sense. Sanji for aggro. Bad Manners Kit Course, 3 of those, because the cool thing about Bad Manners is it's a 1k for your leader, plus its extra bonus attack. I don't love playing a ton of events in Ace, I never have, but you of course have your staples, and I think that this is just these right now. You can, I did evolve it just a little bit, so this is kind of like the evolution of it, and I've played this in actual events. So the biggest thing was like Ezo was kind of like whiffing, like Ezo was just not finding what I needed, and Mass Deuce just actually has more targets, because it's really just the 4 aces were really the only Whitebeard cards that you could search anyways. And then Flame Emperor, but so we do this, then we create 8, 12, 15, 18 targets, but I have whiffed a Mass Deuce, which makes you just feel absolutely sad, so do with that what you will. This was kind of like a 1-of for yellow. Yellow and Nell is pretty much a very bad matchup. Going to an event, I actually put in 4 of these, because it's pretty good against green, as long as they don't play the 9 shanks on you. And then it's pretty good against yellow as well, so it really helps those. Because I think Bonney is a really bad matchup, and I think Enel is a pretty poor matchup as well. I think the more standard list that we just showed was a little bit better into yellow. The cool thing is you can leave them at 2, but then also hit both of their life. I do wish double attack counted on their life for the double hit. Like if you had 1 life, it goes boom, then you heal, and it goes boom. And then it'd make the threat a lot more. It'd make the yellow matchup, specifically Enel, a lot better. But it unfortunately just does not work that way. But again, you just have all your aggro pieces. We're playing just a ton of these. And then we added in Beckman because we would just want a stronger 7. But we also, again, this is for that green matchup. You go first. Bonney has to play him on 6. You play this on 7. And then, of course, I did test at several points as well Machino here, because Machino Mass Deuce can completely catch people by surprise. Nobody runs Machino anymore because nobody just runs these one-drop searchers. There are Legacy Zoro that like still plays it, the classic Zoro that shows up every now and again. But Machino, you know, 2 Dawn, you can make it an 8K, which is absolutely game-defining, especially in like things like Teach and whatnot. So it just gives you a little bit farther aggro, but this is also really good. And also pretty decent against the Nell as well. So big fan of this card. But yeah, you can use those interchangeably. But I think like this, if I could increase these, I would. Potentially just cut out Mask Deuce, right? Like Mass Deuce, when he whiffs, if your search just whiffs, you just feel down tremendous. And so we just, you know, it's very hard. Because, like, I've had many searches where there's just one target as well, even though we have 18. So almost roughly a third of the deck. And you're looking at 5, so, you know, it's tough. It's tough. But, yeah, I think Chopper's the best card in the deck, the Chump Blocker. This card is actually insane. I do consider, like, for, like, things like Vegapunk, like Newgate, also potentially, like, the Newgate Yasop combo you could play in here as well. I think, like, you know, just easily replace these and then add in those. Then if you did add in this Newgate, I would replace this for probably Ezo. Maybe not, because it still just doesn't have, it only have 12. Well, I have 15 targets because Flame Emperor is a target as well. But yeah, not a huge fan. And then, like, again, I think there's also the argument to play as 9-Beard. I think this 9-Beard helps against yellow as well. Always felt like it did, because it just makes you stronger, harder to touch, and then you have a huge body to swing with as well on the 9 curve, so if you're forced to go first because they want to go second, so this is perfect. They play their 10 rusher, you can go 20 at it. And, of course, this just KOs it. So, yeah, those are just the overall thoughts. Deck really is very simple. You know, Sanji is really great. Usually not worth saving. Unless you need, like, if it's like Blackbeard, this is worth saving because you just need that extra aggro. Your hand size just doesn't matter. The biggest challenge is, like, your events are bricks, but they can only guard your leader, so they can't guard your characters. That, if this card was, like, Odin, I think he's a lot better. But, so this was the build I had experimented with. And then this is another, I think this one's kind of in a better place. So this one I decided to run with, this is the Peak in English, but it's the 2-cost event from Extra Booster at O2. You look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal 1 card with a cost of 4 or more. So this enables you to search. You can search things like Flame Emperor. You can search things like Mole Pistol. And you can search things like Rayleigh, Beckman, Shanks, so like up the Shanks count, added in Rayleigh, taking away some of those 5 swingers, opting for Unblockable Luffy. The only reason I like Unblockable Luffy is because this leader can do something that no other leader can do, and if you're at 2, it can put you at 0, which I guess technically is what Yamato can do, but Yamato can't swing Unblockable. So I can put you at 0 with a Flame Emperor, and then play an Unblockable Luffy and go at you. And so we have a searcher for it. And we're playing 2. It feels really good in some matchups. It can be really good against Shanks, many other things, because it can clear their body, can clear a Sanji Pudding, smack them for 2, cut it down to 2. I don't know if, I think 3 is the correct number, but maybe potentially cutting down an Ace. I believe in another list that we're going to show here, I did cut down the Ace. Maybe it was the first one I showed. But this one, again, same kind of game plan. You really want to go for endgame. You can put him at 0 with potentially a Flame Emperor, which can set up a Roger, which can make all of your characters swing unblockable, or a Unblockable Luffy. The cool thing about Unblockable Luffy is if your opponent doesn't play removal, you just take all your hits early so you can protect your board. And then you want to play for board and just own that in an aggro style. But you can play this Luffy down early. If you have one in hand, great. If he sticks, they have to worry about going to 0 and getting hit with 16. So you can kind of like, potentially if this is still on board, all in here, don't swing with this and just set it up for the next turn. Put them at 0 and then go 16, and they'll have to be able to counter out of 16. It costs them a ton of cards, ton of pressure. And of course, then like do whatever. But the goal of the peak, you don't really want to play this card. You really want to trigger it out of life, and then it's a 1k in hand. If you're on 10 and you can search for like a Rayleigh cool, the biggest downfall of this card is that it searches 4 instead of 5, but it can find your event. If you trigger it, it's phenomenal. It can find your pieces as you go because we want to take those first couple of hits. The downside is it usually finds a brick. So that first build that we looked at, we're playing cards like Jozu, so that way this can find Jozu, and then we cut it down just 1, which, again, I feel like it's 4 or nothing, but really just wanted to find extra space, like, up these. I think if you anticipate yellow or Bonney, I think it's still worth it to play 4 of these, because then they go 10, because you turn all your cards sideways. They want to Tendofi you, you just play this, you gain all the momentum back. You play this, you gain all of the momentum back. You can potentially remove a Hody, things like that with like Rayleigh, or even if you just play Ace, turn it sideways. The biggest, of course, is they have that extra Dawn, which really hurts. But you can usually go pretty wide. And then, yeah, we got this similar thing. Yeah, we added in Jozu. Cut down this, but added in Jozu so we can search a 2K off of this event. Any big cost 2K is fine. I guess you could play Yamato if you wanted, but just wanted to stick to the Whitebeard theme and get the Jozu, and sometimes the rush comes up. Then we have 3 Ace, upping the Rayleigh and the Backman just to play a little bit more control. Upping for 2 Shanks because he is now technically searchable as well. So if you do like a Rayleigh play, you trigger this, you can find this. It makes all of these cards searchable, which can be relevant. And again, you can still find the Flame Emperor running 3 of those. Still opting for 4 Sanji. I think you could cut 1, go up 1 Flame Emperor. Again, I like this more because versus the new Luffy, solely on the grounds. Again, this leader can do something no other leader can. You can KO a chump blocker, hit them for all you're worth, and then you can go 11 at life. You can go 5, and then you have to poke and see if they're bad. You could go 5, and then most of the time they give you a card. I waited this long in the video to talk about that. But you swing 5 with lead. And they can also, like, it can fade Shanks, or Roger. And potentially sometimes you just get that blocker for free because they're worried about it or whatever, and then you can potentially do other plays as well just to make sure you don't lose. But then if so, you can even go 10, play this, attach 4, swing 10, and then play like a little blocker just to ensure that you don't lose. So a lot of different options, or like if you have one of these standing, you do this, you go all in. You can, with all of your Dawn, you can go 11, and then you can go 16 the next turn. If they can't get out of 11, they can't get out of 16 most instances. And then you gotta remember too, like they have to be very careful while this is there. When they swing everything else, they're gonna give you their blockers for cheap because they're worried about this. So you can clear board. Creates a lot of opportunities, and really you just want to Ace can clear board. The cool part about playing Searchers is the Searchers plus Ace clear is incredibly card economic and is gonna get you cards. We aren't playing the 1-drop Searcher, which is the downfall here of the peak. But outside of that, we get the benefits of like Rayleigh, because this still really is an incredible card. And then Benjamin Beckman. And yeah, we go full circle. We're going to go ahead and run one. I believe we're going to go ahead and play a game with this list. This is a list that I've been testing recently. My biggest ambition is really to get these on the power rankings. So let's see what we can do. Okay, it's Vegapunk. Okay. I don't hate this. We're going to go ahead and choose to go first. We still play Sanji. We don't really want this. We're going to go ahead and mulligan. This still isn't what we want, but it's kind of okay. The Ace is really good. In this matchup, we're going to kind of take every hit and just go down just because they have the 1 card. And they're super aggressive, but we can kind of control board, and we have big control pieces here. So, and we're going first. Okay, it plays Pythagoras, and this is on KO. So we're going to go ahead, play the peak. I kind of want this unblockable Luffy. If I don't take him now, I'm not going to find him. I think this is going to be relevant. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this because he plays Nami. And this is also going to be relevant. We're not going to attack. We're not going to attack. His whole deck is triggers. I don't think we attack yet. This card's really good. My red needs one of these. Okay, he's gets Shaka and Vegapunk. Oh, okay, so he just sees all his blockers. And we don't have an unblockable Luffy. So, he's going to go 6. We're going to go ahead and take Radical Beam. So we got defense in the end game as well. So if he goes into Nami, if we play him, we're gonna swing with him. But if he goes into Nami, and ditches a card to do this, and then swings here, he gets it. So he can go Nami, play another body. So he can go kind of wide. We do have the Ace as well, so we can do that. He doesn't have a 4 cost in here right now. Typically, when you swing for him, they'll give you they'll give up a card like Edison to be able to play him. So you're going to go ahead and pay 1. We'll see what they play. Okay, so he's going to play Onami. Again, sad part is we can't really protect him. But we're going to absorb the swing, which is like semi-okay. Pitches Luffy. We're going to go ahead and activate our effect. But again, we don't have the counter. We don't have any 2Ks. Yeah, he's just all in, yeah. You get him. He's yours. He is yours. Now, the question is, do I just want to play this in trash? I think so. I think establishing this threat is really good right here. Circumvents that, and then we're going to pass. We want to eat their resources, and we're going to do that. We want 2 characters turned when we use this Ace. And we got a blocker chopper, so we're kind of in there. We can play a big threat if we need, which will, I think, also be semi-relevant. He hasn't been able to go super wide yet. Also, if you're here watching this, here we'll go. There you guys go. 7, we're going to take it. Oh, okay, we see a Rayleigh. That's perfect. We're going -2, -3. KO. Swing here. Big up. Okay, we're going to go -3, -2. KO here. Draw. He's got no Dawn. And then see this card? We can smack him down to nothing. Whenever we want. Whenever we want. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to -3, -2. KO the Shaka. And then we're going to do a simple 5 here. And they're going to either give us the Vegapunk, which is great. Cool. Perfect. And then we are going to pass. Because, again, we can hit them for 2 life whenever we want. And we want to really be able to control the board and tempo whenever we hit this trigger. And we still have this Ace for if he gets too wide. Because he can do potentially 3 bodies here, but he's low on hand, which is what we want to see as well. Because then we Flame Emperor, pop the Shaka, hit him for 2, hit him for all worth. So if we play this, KO something, clean up board, and then hit him, and he plays Shaka, the next turn we just Flame Emperor, hit both of these. He has the choice to either trigger them and play them out, which requires him to have a Shaka. Gonna go 10. Oh yeah, we're gonna take it. Easy take. We got all these radical beams. We're still decent. Plus this baby chopper. We are good. Just going to play this. Cool. So we're going to poke at this. Try to get some cards. Cool. He might even block to try to save this. And then we're going to KO. We're going to play the KO Shanks. What? Okay. I guess he whiffed. And we have this ace too, so let's go ahead and see if they'll give us this. Oop. They have a lot of blockers though, so we need to be cognizant of that. Cool. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead, play this, KO this. And we're going to pass because he has no pressure right now. He can don up one of these in attack, which is perfect for us. Okay, he's going to Shaka. That's fine. We're going to go ahead. I think we're going to go ahead and give him a Shaka, right? We're going to go 5. He's going to play Shaka. We are going to take Shaka away. And then we're going to go 7. See what he wants to play. There you go. 8. Interesting. Okay. There you go. 12. He goes this one. He's going to take. He's going to trigger it. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Now he's going to do that. He gets to play it for free. Cool. So we got slightly punished there. But we can still spit out this Luffy and just hit him unblockable. Down to 1. Okay. So all his Shakas are out of play now. So that's good to know. We're going to go ahead and play this. And we'll pass. And now when if he can't turn this sideways. And we'll just play removal. So we're just going to play for board. Okay, what's he going to go at? Yeah, we're just going to give him the blocker. And pay 1, probably stack a life. Yep, okay, Rayquazar's pretty good here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go 7 here. Gonna go ahead and I really just want to play this, but I think I still play this. Just trash the Shaka, and I'm just gonna smack his face a lot. Yeah, we're gonna go 5. He's going to get a Shaka, and then we're just going to turn these sideways. Because he just still cannot take us out. Okay, he's going to bring back a Shaka. Or he could play Vegapunk. He's going to play the Vegapunk. So that way he can go wide. That makes sense. Still gets a blocker and potentially another body. Oh, he just doesn't discard because I have 2 or less characters. Okay, so he gets to play this. I'll go ahead and go here. Okay, you should just play Edison. Okay, he's too good. We're going to go here. Gonna have to give us a blocker. And then, yeah, we should just win next turn. We just can't lose right now. And we can just Flame Emperor, too. Yeah, so I like the Beckman, like, you can still play pretty controlling. And I think it's fine. 9 of life? Yeah. I'll take. No trigger. Any body. Cool thing is he's going to swing with his bodies. And we can just clean him up. You know, 9. Sure. I don't have a blocker, so we're gonna Radical Beam 1K. Then again, if we just clear his board, cancel, go here, yeah, because yeah, then I just swing it. Oh, he couldn't add one to his life anyway, so he just loses. GG's. But yeah, that is the deck. That is it versus Vegapunk. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you been trying out Ace in this format?